easy as understanding as physical health, but we know a little bit. But the social well-being is a bit of an issue. Because we know that as a body, that we have physical and mental both parts. If I ask you what is social well-being, simply what is social health? Physical health is easy to understand. We say about body mass index, right? And mental health, we say that mentally fit to do your daily work and to have other relationships, whatever. And so what is social health? It is not inside the body really, but affects a lot. What is social? What is social health? What is social well-being? How can I measure my level of social well-being? Okay, I'm physically fit, I'm mentally okay. What about my social fitness? So this is, if I try to explain a little bit, it is like that your relationships. We know that there are very good people, physically fit, mentally fit, but when they have to work as a group, they have problems. With the neighbors, they have problems. Even in the bus public transport, they have issues. And sometimes they have issues with the family. Physically okay, mentally okay, but when it comes to the social interactions, and when you start dealing with the society, that you have some issues. So just keep it in mind that when we go through this journey, that we need these two parts, physical, mental and social. I will slowly explain. And as I explained, physical fitness will do day-to-day work. Simply absence of disease. It's not really nicely explained, but it's good to understand. The social health relationships, responsibilities, duties, rights. In today's world, the Western type of education gives us a kind of right-based approach. You always heard that. They have a right, we have a right, whatever. But culturally, the Asian region, we are more on towards, not the right, but the duties. Because if everyone fulfill our duties, what will happen to the society? Society will be okay because we have done our duty. But the Western type of education and those schools thinking about the right ways, today we are mixed. We have child rights, rights for the people and the workers, whatever, at the same time that we have duties also. So, bit of a complicated one. If we try to compile all these things, what we have been talking so far, the mental well-being is a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities. That is one thing. If you know your abilities, very good. Can cope with the normal stress of life. Everybody has stress in life. So if you can cope up with the normal stress, we are okay. And can work productively and fruitfully. And finally, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. The final part we simply miss. Because we mostly think in today's world, when we are happy with our own lives and the family, there's no such contribution to the community, but it is a big part of mental well-being, the contribution. When you are in a kind of such a workforce like army, that you have a duty for this community, as well as when you go home, you have another responsibility for the neighbors. And even for me, I have a work community at my office and few officers. At the same time, when I go home, my neighbors, with them, I have another responsibility and duties. So all these things combined, then only we can have a kind of complete person. The mental health or the mental well-being is now equal to happiness. Finally, the World Health Organization concluded that if we want to check the level of mental well-being, simply check the level of happiness of such a person. So now you have a task. It is to think about, we can't separate those things. physical is separate, mental is separate, and the social is separate, because those are interdependent. You can easily think of it. Just imagine, if you have to do a kind of big task of your work with a very limited time period, then you will become a little bit stressed. Then, at the same time, when you are stressed, you will feel thirsty. At the same time, if somebody tries to talk to you when you are stressed and you are fast working with your own task, then what will happen? You are a bit irritated. I don't have much time, but something like that. And then, this is interdependent. That is why we say that if it starts from the physical, it affects the mental as well as social. If we start with the mental, it will affect the physical as well as social. When it starts with the social unbalance, it will end up with physical and mental. So you can separate this is interdependent. And finally, if we want to promote health among the high officers in this room today, that we have to think about promote happiness. Simple, very simple. And the kind of commercial world today came up with the same idea that what they say is that if you want to improve the productivity of people, what you have to do? You have to increase the happiness of the workforce. So now it is easy to understand. It is promoting health and it is promoting productivity and it is interconnected, and simply we can measure it through the happiness of our life. So we'll go further. This is the thing I want to do. Right? Can you think about your level of happiness now? Sitting in this cell, the comforters. You had lunch, now you're sitting. What is my level of happiness? I'm listening to something theory and concept. So there is some level of happiness here. Or maybe not happiness. It's not there. There's no such happiness. Right? Or think about my level of happiness last week. And as we are in the end of this year, now it is December, it is very interesting to check by yourself that how about my level of happiness this year 2020? So, now I want you to do a very small task. This helps you to understand the session as well as keep you a bit of activity. Right? You have papers and pens with you. Right. So, can you just draw a line? This is a kind of scale, right? So, what is practical is to take the last week, because I don't think that you can easily remember the whole 2015 from January to up to now. So we'll think about last week. If you can put the number in the scale, like, okay, my level of happiness last week, I will put number 7. Some might think that, no, I can't put number 7, I will put only 4 because I have some issues. Just put any number. But I will advise you not to put number 5. Don't know whether this is working. It's working. Great. So I asked not to put number 5 because we use the middle to escape ourselves from many things. Yeah, that's. Don't put number 5 because it is just escape from my challenges. right? If you really think that you are in number 5, just try to think whether you are more into the 4 or more into the 6. Because then you take the challenge. Good. So, now my next question is, is it possible to improve any number? I don't think anybody you have put number 10, but we might have some friends here who have put number 10. Oh, I was excellent last week. Like, I was so happy and like that. But if you have put the other numbers, just think about, is it possible to improve it? Is it possible to increase it? Right? If yes, what is to be done? Think about the next week. My last week I was in the scale 7. So if I want to go to 8 next week, what is to be done? And the next very important question is, before going to the next question, if you put the number, just make a small comment. This is only for you, no one is going to watch it, right? So read it. So, what is to be done? Whatever, just write something. To increase my happiness, to improve my level of happiness in the next week, yeah, whatever, I don't know. But I know that. I will give 30 seconds. Put something. Yes. Yes, I can improve if the others, if whatever. If this happens, my happiness will improve, right? There is at least one factor should be there. Thank you, great. So now, the third challenge is, the other challenge is, just think about the factor that you put in the paper now. Is it in your control or is it the outside control? Shall I tell you some examples? Like, some may have put that if the government take a decision to improve our salaries by 5,000 rupees in the next week, I will be very happy. I'm sure that you will be happy, right? But this factor is, what kind of factor is this? This is an outside factor, right? Some might, I don't know whether you have write such things, but in my experience, people write such things. If my wife start loving me more, right? You'll be sure you'll be very happy. Right? But again, wife is mine. It's true legally, but it's an outside factor. We don't know whether we can do that or not, right? Some parents might think that if my children obey me more than this, or if my children study well, again the factor is where? It's outside factor. Just like when we are going to school and young, you might think that if such Mahajana Sampatha draw come to me, the first prize, I'll be very good. But again, the fact is where? The fact is outside, right? So there are nice studies done in the world that people who are mostly happy, they always put this kind of targets which is under their own control, right? If you put the factors in the outside control that we don't know whether we are going to be happy or not. It's a kind of probability, we don't know that. But if you put things that which is under your control, that you will slowly improve your happiness. I will tell you a few examples. Like, rather than thinking, this might not suit you, but rather than thinking of the government or the company increase my salary, if somebody think like that, how can I improve my earning like next month? Not somebody is giving me money, but the thinking is how? How can I improve my earnings? So I have to do something and earn money. Or somebody can think about, if I can play a guitar. Now I can't. So it is in my control. So anybody can learn and improve that. Like, not like wife, thinking about wife or the children. Somebody can think about, if I increase the level of caring to my family and the wife, sure you will be more happy. Because the love is a verb. So you have to give something before you have to get it back. So if you put that, yes, I will increase my level of caring to my wife as well as caring to my children, definitely will be happy because they will start giving it back. The same thing. So this factor is also very important when it comes to health and as well as happiness. The bullet point 4. What are the factors? What about alcohol? What about sex? I hope adults. So, friends. In some might go for some other areas, meditation. We do some social work and even improving the level of production of myself. So, there are so different ways of people think about when it comes to happiness. So, and the last part also very important. What is it? What makes me unhappy? Right? Sometimes people say, when they analyze it, say that I realize that my close circle of friends make me unhappy. How? Giving you all the negative news from the morning to end of the day. There is something happened there, something happened here, government took a decision which affects us, this guy talked about you in a very bad way, I heard about it, Friends and the neighbors, whoever close into your circle, if they are always putting you into kind of negative thoughts, that your whole day will be end up in a very bad way. Okay, so now, from today, what we are going to do? To improve the level of health, we have to improve the level of happiness, and we will scale it, and we will think of how can we improve, but we have to think about the ways that I can control, not the outsiders control the factor. Great. Now slowly I am coming to my topic, right? So this is the background of the topic that I have been talking. Now we will come to this part. Is it working like this? Yes, great. So, I know this is very familiar. What will happen if you offer a glass of beer to an occasional alcohol user? Occasional drinker. He's not addicted. He doesn't have any problems with alcohol, right? He's an occasional user. So, but we are going to offer it when he is alone. Oh, in the middle of the working day, while you are working in the office, somebody is offering you beer of glass. Right? Or in an office environment, like a very close office. In the other side, I put common responses maybe. Your response, that is the response, right? What will be the common response? Can you read it? Yes. Some may say, good to have a company, I can't do it alone, right? Drinking a glass of beer or bottle of beer alone is not that nice, not that pleasurable. So good to have a company. We'll invite few others. I can't do it alone, right? The other possible response may be, better to have it in the evening after finishing all the work. Not during the work, but good to have it when? At the end of the day. What is the other possible response? Cool, if we can go to a nice place outside the office. We'll go to outside. So, and better we choose a place where we can enjoy the environment, not have this kind of building. Why don't we go out with close to the environment? That would be nice. This is the very common responses from any occasional drinker in any country, any part of the world, any culture. Isn't it? It is. Right. So, but there is a very interesting learning behind these responses. Why people say this? Why can't they just drink alcohol while working in the office? Why can't just take it alone? Why they want to go outside of the building? Right? Alcohol is pleasurable for occasional users. I'm not talking about the addicted people here, right? You call it social drinkers, right? I put it within brackets. It is pleasurable when they consume it at a party, isn't it? Whatever party is that, right? On a trip. If you are going to a trip with friends or neighbors or relatives, with a group of friends, or during the leisure time of the day. It is true, right? But I want you to read the cage part of the text here, right? Alcohol is pleasurable with already established positive factors. Having friends is a positive factor, on a trip is a positive factor, going outside and feeling the environment is a very positive factor. End of the day, you feel very relaxed, it's a positive factor, right? Now, the question here is whether alcohol itself is that pleasurable. When you slowly remove the other factors, if you take the chemical alcohol, what is in the glass? If you just take inside, it is not that pleasurable. Shall I give you an example? If you can observe the faces of people when they just drink alcohol, just imagine how the face is changing. But is it really nice faces when they drink alcohol? Yes. Thank you very much. Somebody actually acted nicely. So we know it, right? So when people just put it inside, the face is like you are doing something which is difficult and you tolerate it, right? And just after that, what you take? Bites. Because you don't want to be in that stage for so long. You did it, you just want to finish it, you take the bites. Right? This is the real interesting observation of drinking alcohol. Right? So we'll go further and see what happens. When you continue drinking alcohol at positive environments like parties, trips, with gatherings, friends, leisure time, right? First, you drink to enjoy the setting of friends. That is how we all start. We are not really enjoying the alcohol at the first stage. We are enjoying the setting or the group. And then you want to be slightly intoxicated, to feel that you are enjoying. Doesn't it? When you just go past the first type of alcohol experience, then you need to feel like, now I have a feeling of drinking alcohol. Means that now I can enjoy, now I can sing songs, now I can dance, now I can laugh, whatever. So that signal start coming. Unfortunately, finally, you will not be able to switch on to enjoy the party, friends, or the environment without getting intoxicated. So this is a very practical session. So just like we were thinking about our level of happiness, it is your responsibility now in this moment to think about where I should put myself in. Learning theories are very important in their life. Challenging myself is always important. Just challenge yourself. Because we are in a kind of practical session of happiness and health. Just think about which stage I will put myself. Don't let others to put me, but I will put myself in some level, right? Okay. Just put yourself somewhere. Right? In the very final stage, you will get bored or can't enjoy the party where alcohol is not served. Have you heard this kind of things? Macam kadang party hari dull, mokut ne, hari amui. Kisi gatiya, kisi ne, kadang party. You know. So this is that level. Because in the beginning of your life, that you enjoy all the happy moments. When you go to school, in the first stage of your army life, you enjoy, you sing songs, you did everything. But slowly, without knowing this happens, that is why this is very dangerous, that you have come to a kind of stage that, oh, now I can enjoy. Then you will avoid those parties where alcohol is not served. You will start avoiding the trips with friends where alcohol is not there. Or your first question will be that. Macam, what about, if it is not there, so you just go. Right. So, this is the signal for you to understand. Oh, unfortunately, I have come to that stage, right? But don't worry, we can reverse it. We can easily reverse it, right? We can take you to the level that you were in the beginning, where you can enjoy a party irrespective of the alcohol use. You were there at the beginning, right? But unfortunately, we have now come to this level.